So, what's new?
Couple of things.
Speak.
I got me a physical problem,
Yes.
and I got me an emotional shift.
All right. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Well, I'll tell you the good stuff
All
first.
right.
Yesterday, my mother's almost 95. Like in May, my mother will be 95 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and she's talking. She doesn't. She she's not all here anymore. So,
So few people are.
well, yeah, but hearing a phone conversation, all she she can't remember what she did 5 minutes ago,
Mm-hmm.
and so she's not here anymore. And um, but other than that, she's in good spirits, and she's already talking, and she's not, she's thinking she's not making it to her next birthday, which it's coming up. It's like a month and a half away, so. So it's kind of interesting. So at any rate, she requested my appearance.
Yes.
My mother never requests to see me. I haven't seen my mother. I saw my mother for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes at the hospital, I think twice when Alan was in the hospital 5 years ago. So we don't have much. And before that, we didn't have much. So it was agreed that my brother would pick us up and take us over to his house, and we'd have dinner. And the plan was, the surprise plan was, pick us up at 4 and bring us back at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, came home at 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice visit. Everybody was just pretty calm. Ordinarily, there's friction. Everybody was very calm.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's always walking on eggshells around me.
Oh, okay. Go figure.
And yeah, and nobody can figure out what the problem is. Well, I've been holding on and waiting all these years for my brother to apologize to me. It ain't gonna happen. He's already dug in and said, he's already dug in. It's not gonna happen. So that's the friction that everybody feels, but nobody's willing to admit. And certainly he has no clue, no idea what this problem is. And so for me to come in and be completely different allowed everybody else to be completely different. And of course, Mom was still gone. It didn't help with Mom. But on the other hand, at some point it does. I don't know how, but at some point it does. So that was quite fascinating. And Lawrence, at the end of the evening when he dropped us off, I actually gave him a hug willingly and spontaneously. It was like, well, stuff is stuff, and it kind of doesn't matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Big shift.
Good. Very nice.
Still haven't had much success with the Crystal Crown. So that's in my opinion, in knowing, because you don't know exactly what I'm doing. That's primarily, if not solely, gold key release. So pretty cool.
Yes, good.
Nobody else helped me like that. Well, and we've talked about that. There is no other system like that.
I know. The bits and pieces are all over the place, but I seem to be one of the few who have consolidated them into an integrated whatever it is.
Well, you dressed for the occasion today, huh? I mean, you always do dress, but you got something different on today.
Yeah, I started
You're out
wearing
of your
these.
uniform.
What is it?
You're out of your uniform.
Yeah, out of my uniform. I'm into a polyform.
Oh, you look good.
Thank you. All right. Well, that's good. What else?
What do you mean with the athlete's prayer? What do you mean by loose calves? How would a person know they have loose calves?
They don't cramp ever. And when you pull the foot with your hand toward your knee, the foot easily bends past 90 degrees. And if you
Thank you.
shake your leg, you can wave bye-bye with your foot.
I don't believe I have that issue
All right.
because it just so happened that yesterday I was sitting down and I reached down by my leg. I must have been putting on my brace or something. And I reached down behind my leg, my lower leg, and oh my gosh, I just about could knock on it. It was about as firm as a quarter panel on a car.
Oh, pretty good.
So I suspect I don't have loose calves.
It could be.
And then I thought, well, as long as we're exploring, let's check out the other one, and the other one's just as tight.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got two extremely tight calves, and then of course I don't have a lot of control, but I don't have a lot of flexion in that foot.
Well, you wouldn't with calves that tight.
Right, but I know, but you got to confirm. You might as well get all the information, as much
Yeah,
information.
sure.
Yeah. So then I'm wondering, well, what I can imagine if the back of the leg is that tight, then we've got another problem on the front. It's probably, if you will, it's probably too loose. Although those I'm feeling right now, if those are pretty tight too. But that would explain kind of that problem that I was having with that tibius anterior. Perhaps
Well,
not.
sure, if the back of the leg is tight. Of course, you don't walk the way people do. So, with the tight calves, you'd expect that the person would tighten the shins also. But I don't know.
Oh, you would?
Tighten in the back means in order, when a person walks, to lift the toes for ground clearance with each step, they'd have to tighten the front of the shin, overpowering the tight calf.
Okay.
But why you're tight on both sides, I think is probably due to disuse and never breaking the pattern, just getting set.
Yep.
When a person does a straight and bent leg integration, they are using all of those places in themselves. However, straight and bent leg integration contains a midpoint movement, which is the athlete's prayer for loose calves.
Yes. Which a little while ago you suggested I do kind of independently, I think.
Yeah, you could, especially since you hurt your footsie.
And then I did it for a little while, and then I kind of forgot about it. And last night it was so crazy. We got home, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even do somatics last night, which was very strange that it was completely gone from my awareness. So the night before I did straight and bent leg integration. So now I've started at A for part 2. I've started at A and gone through now to part E. So next I'm going to be doing part F.
Mm-hmm.
So I realize the program works. I realize I'm kind of floating through the experience of working the regimen versus diligently getting on it and just taking care of business.
It's your game.
Well, yeah, but when I do that, when I get that attitude of chutzpah about me and just settled in, it backfires. So
That calls for a gold key release on that belief.
on that belief, how about on that experience?
No, just on the belief. The experience may or may not continue, but the belief is an added restriction pattern. The things that escape noticing are the things that seem factually true based on experience. And people never think to go after the things for which there is experiential evidence with gold key release. I understand that. However, the suggestion is if it bugs you, do gold key release on it. It doesn't say if it's untrue and it bugs you. Hee hee.
Yeah, well, you know how that goes. With the big print they give it, then with the little print they take it away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
It's an interesting thing working with people with this stuff because I'm seeing all the loopholes built into people's lives. And it makes me realize that personal attention is best for people. Not everyone. Many people, apparently the majority, somehow seem to be getting results because I don't hear from a lot of people. And I don't think I've ever, I think maybe I've gotten one refund request, I think, maybe. I'm not even sure about that one. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I can understand. I can believe that, and I can see how that would work because there's many explanations for that observation of yours, that experience of yours. How many people just don't stick with it and aren't going to admit, I want my money back. Let you do it? No.
Well, what you gonna do? This is it's extraordinary to me to see the numbers of variations that people bring to the act of being direct. The human species is very devious. Devious.
What do you mean? Do you mean direct as in I just directly tell you what's going on?
No. What you said earlier about, you called it chutzpah, or I call it gumption, where they go after something and they, as I, will not take no for an answer. Right? That's how this program came into existence. I was not taking no for an answer.
Okay.
But I'm seeing that people are full of loopholes in their lives, and how they do somatics is how they do their lives. That I observed long ago in table work with people. Very interesting. They tell me the story of their lives by how they act.
Yeah.
So, what would you like from today?
Well, what I wanted before all the now what's the deal with the with it's kind of late. What I wanted to do some more. Well, first of all, I want to know. I don't know if I missed your answer, or if you said something about the loose, about the tight calves, and then I wanted to do crystal crown.
Yeah, sure. We can do that. We can do at least Act 1. As to the calves, athlete's prayer for loose calves. That's it. 3 minutes.
In addition to what I'm doing.
Yeah, just any old time you throw it in.
Just want to be clear. I mean, as long as I keep working myself, perhaps this is another one of those beliefs, but as long as I keep working myself into the trouble, I don't want to continue that pattern. So that's why I ask the seemingly foolish questions.
Well, and my response about that is, as you may remember, do gold key release on every time this happens. Dissolve that puppy.
Every time what happens?
Yeah, every time you get traction, actually, on doing any procedure, it backfires, is what you said, isn't it?
All that. Yeah, but that's not true, because now, like I said, I started with A, and I'm just meandering through.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I believe at some point it'll just kind of, I'll be able to step up the pace a little bit, not forcing. It's just kind of like with you and I working together. Initially, I wasn't on time because my colon would activate, and over time, that just kind of settles out. And but sure, I think I'll do gold key release. It's gotten me good outcomes so far.
Yeah. And then we can do crystal crown procedure today.
Okay.
And let's see if there's anything else about that. Nothing comes to mind.
Okay.
Total vacuum.
I can't tell you how often yesterday. I can't tell you how often I said I'm not thinking. I got nothing.
Good, good.
Saying that to my brother and my sister-in-law it was kind of funny. It was just nothing.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like getting closer to the natural state.
I wouldn't know. On a regular basis, I've never experienced that before.
So you tell me when you're ready.
Well, I will.
Okay.
With Crystal Crown now, from what I remember of the instructions, my job is to hear the words, repeat the words at your pacing, and then just let everything go. Let the words go.
Well, you let the words go so you can feel.
Don't think I heard that before.
Okay. Yeah, you state the words to yourself and let go of the words and feel what the words brought up.
Don't think I heard that before.
Okay.
In fact, you know what? Let's just drop the think part. Never heard that before.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. I have to change gears now.
I gotta figure out a signal too. I guess I'll go with nodding my head.
All right.
Unless you can figure out something else that I can do.
Well, that's adequate.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Imagining. 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 Imagining changing. Changing. Imagining changing appearance. Appearance. Changing appearance. Imagining. 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 Imagining appearance. Appearance. Imagining appearance changing. Changing. Appearance changing. Imagining. 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 Imagining changing. Imagining changing. Intending. 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 Intending activity. Activity. Intending activity. Activity. Intending activity existing. Intending activity existing. 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 activity existing,
activity existing,
intending, 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 intending,
intending,
intending existing, existing,
existing, existing,
intending existing activity,
intending existing
activity,
activity, activity,
existing activity,
existing activity,
intending, intending,
intending,
intending, intending,
intending, intending, intending,
intending activity,
intending activity,
remembering, remembering,
remembering,
remembering, remembering,
remembering, remembering, remembering,
remembering integrity, integrity,
remembering integrity, integrity,
remembering integrity persisting,
remembering
persisting,
integrity persisting, persisting, integrity persisting,
remembering, 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 remembering,
remembering, remembering, remembering,
remembering persisting, persisting,
remembering persisting, persisting,
remembering persisting integrity, integrity,
remembering persisting integrity, integrity,
persisting integrity,
persisting integrity,
remembering, 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 remembering,
remembering, remembering, remembering, remembering,
remembering integrity,
remembering integrity,
attending, attending, attending to attending,
attending, attending, attending to attending,
attending to locating, locating,
attending to locating, locating,
attending to locating location, location,
attending to locating, location,
locating location,
locating location,
attending, attending, attending to attending,
attending, attending, attending to attending,
attending to location, location,
attending to location, location,
attending to location, locating, locating,
attending to locating,
location, locating, attending, attending, attending to attending,
attending, attending, attending to attending,
Attending to locating.
Attending to locating.
That completes Act 1.
That completes Act 1.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
The
Yeah,
I'll beat you to the asking the question.
I know.
The the oh, which is the one?
Hmm.
The integrity. Boy, that just hit a tender spot. Interesting.
Hmm.
At first, starting off for the first 2/3, I just felt a real awareness. I don't know what it was. It was, it made perhaps anxiety. Unusual. Unusual to
Yeah,
be aware
well,
of it, probably.
that's what these steps do. It's like going fishing.
Steps.
Well,
What?
no,
Some days
you're
you
always
get one.
throwing the
Some days
bait
you
in the
get some
water, and
keepers, and
sometimes
some
something
days you get some
bites.
throwbacks. What?
Yeah, and sometimes there's nothing that bites.
Yeah, and sometimes
Well,
there's
that's
nothing that
true.
bites.
The insects.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
It's
whatever's in
always
there
feeding time for them.
gets stimulated.
Gets stimulated.
Right.
Well, this sounds like you had something of an experience this time around with Act 1.
Well, it sounds like you had something of an experience this time around
The
with Act 1.
general effect of this procedure is
Yes.
for a person to feel more normal,
General effect of this procedure is for a person to feel more
ordinary.
normal.
Well, okay. Yeah,
I
you've
have
been
no
saying many
reference of what
times that
that
you weren't
is.
getting anything from the Crystal Crown procedure, but I wonder,
Anything from the Crystal Crown procedure, but
because it wouldn't be a standout type of thing. It would be
because it wouldn't be a
a
standout
normal,
type of
an
thing.
ordinary
It would be
feeling. That's where it takes a person.
um,
That's why it's good to do
a
it
normal
when life's dump truck is unloading on you. That's a good time for Crystal Crown.
That's a good thing for Crystal Crown.
Hmm.
Yeah. I had a thought, but I don't know that I have it anymore. It's perhaps that's it's kind of that sense, that anxiety that I was saying. It might not be the right word. It's just that it's that putting the pressure in. The question then is, am I feeling the pressure coming out in or coming in out? Am I putting the pressure on myself, or is it
No,
is
the
the
structure of it
procedure
is the
changing?
same.
So,
The only thing different
but I
this
don't.
time is I parsed it differently than the last time with you.
The only thing different this time is I parsed it differently than the last time with you.
Hmm.
It's a difference. I felt something.
Mm-hmm.
I do
So when
feel
I do it,
shifts
do you
occur
feel
in
something? Do
people
you feel
very
that I feel
often.
something?
Sometimes it's
I
like a
do feel
decisive
shifts occur in
shift,
people very often.
especially
Sometimes it's
when I've
like
been
a
doing
decisive
the inverter
shift.
with someone,
Especially when
because
I've been doing
you've heard it. The inverter is
with someone.
a way of
Because
clearing away the underbrush.
you've heard it. The inverter is a way of clearing away the underbrush.
You like?
I've done the inverter.
Oh, okay.
Can't remember on what. It's the most doggone thing. Yeah. It's. I hear when Alan does it with you. I hear that how big of a shift. I don't know that I have that, but it does dissolve whatever that is
Yeah.
that I put before me to hold myself back.
Yeah. The library of lies.
The lies that I tell myself.
Well, we're at. We'll be at 10:02 momentarily here. So if you're so inclined, you may pick up with Act 2.
Okay.
So if you're so inclined,
You may go as far as you want.
And then stop there?
Or you may go
If you
as far
get
as
on a roll, go for it.
Okay.
If you get on a roll, go for it.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I'm glad we got to connect.
Okay.
And that's kind of what I was referring to earlier. I said I was going to be the problem for us to not connect, and yet we still had trouble connecting
life
today.
Life is no
so.
respecter of persons.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. Life is no respecter of persons.
All right. Have yourself a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing up.